Hey everyone, today we're diving into a UI component that's a real game changer for visualizing data in your B4X projects, the B4XDaisyRadialProgress. Let's jump right in. So, picture this, you're building an app and you need to show some progress, right? Maybe a score or a statistic. You could always use a standard progress bar, but what if you want something more compact, more modern, and frankly, just more engaging to look at? Well, this is your answer. Look at it. It's clean, it's incredibly easy to style, and it's beautifully animated. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly how you can build and customize this for your own projects. All right, first things first, let's get down to what this thing really is. At its heart, it's all about representing a number in a visual way. Think of it as turning a value, like 70 out of 100, into a super intuitive circular graphic. The real beauty of this component is just how simple it is. It has one main job: show a value in a circle. And its most important property is just called value. Seriously, setting something like rp1.value equals 70 is all you need to do to get started. Now for the fun part, styling. Once you have your component in place, you're going to want it to match your app's design. And thankfully, the most common tweaks, size, thickness, and color, are super straightforward. You can control the overall size with just one property, size. Whether you need a tiny little indicator or a huge centerpiece for a dashboard, you can define the size in dips, pixels, or even rems. It gives you complete flexibility in your layout. Next up, you've got the thickness of the progress ring itself. You can set it to a fixed value, like 2 dips for a really thin, elegant line, or go much chunkier with 10 dips. What's really cool is you can even use a percentage of the component size, which is fantastic for responsive designs. And that brings us to one of its best features, semantic colors. Instead of messing around with hex codes, you can just use the variant property. Setting it to success, warning, or error instantly applies a theme-aware color that communicates status in a single glance. So smart. Okay, so we've styled the ring, but what about all that empty space in the middle? I mean, that's valuable screen real estate, right? Let's see how we can customize what's displayed right there in the center. You've basically got 2 main choices for the display type. The default is text, which shows the numerical value. You can even add a prefix or a suffix like a $sign or a % symbol. Or you can switch it to SVG to display a vector icon. This is perfect for something like a check mark on completion or a little warning symbol. And here's the best part. It is so simple to do this. I mean, look at the code. It's just 2 lines. Set the display type to SVG, and then point it to your asset file. And that's it. You've just swapped a number for a crisp, clear icon. Now, for those of you who need absolute pixel-perfect control to match a specific brand guide, the built-in variants might not be enough. So let's look at how you can override every single color and even add custom borders. This is where you get the keys to the kingdom. You get a whole suite of properties for total control. You can change the inactive track, the progress arc, the inner text, and even fill the entire circle with a solid background color. You can also add a distinct outer border, giving you the power to create a truly custom design from scratch. And when you start combining these properties, the results are pretty powerful. Here, you can see a solid background color is paired with white text for great contrast, and a matching 4-dip border just ties it all together. This is how you create a completely custom branded book that really stands out. A static display is good, but a dynamic one is great. Let's get to what I think is the most exciting feature: animating the progress value smoothly from one point to another. Bringing this thing to life is basically a simple 3-step process. First, you enable the text count up animation, so the number in the center moves smoothly too. Second, you set the animation speed, say 1,000 milliseconds for a nice, clean 1-second transition. And finally, you trigger it with a single command. And it all comes down to this one line of code. Instead of setting the value property directly, you call setValueAnimated. You just pass it the new target value and the duration, and the component handles the entire smooth transition for you. It's that easy. That number, 1,000 milliseconds, is your key to controlling the whole user experience. A shorter duration feels snappy and responsive, while a longer one can feel more deliberate, more graceful. You have complete control over the pacing and feel. So let's do a quick recap. This component is all about control and simplicity. You get total control over the size and colors for perfect brand alignment. You get control over the content, whether it's text or icons, and you get to bring it all to life with a single simple command for smooth animation. And that pretty much wraps up our visual guide. With a component this flexible and this easy to use, the only question left is, how are you going to visualize data and progress in your next great application?